String of turtles is a very popular and sought after plant for display in homes and offices, and we recently received a question on how we take care of this plant, and we'll answer that in this video. In one of our previous videos, our camera happened to be passing by this bunch of string of turtles, and so one of the viewers actually asked, how do we take care of our string of turtles? And I thought, okay, I'm going to share with you in this video how exactly do we care for ours. String of turtles, or Peperomia prostata, of course, is a trailing plant. Therefore, they're best kept in hanging pots such as this one, the white pot in macrame. Doesn't have to be macrame, but I like that pot a lot. I also have one like this, which is black hanging pot. And I think the contrast of the green plant and the black ceramic actually looks really modern and cool. And this string of turtles used to be very rare and hard to find, but now it's quite common in houses, in offices, and you can easily buy them in nurseries and garden shops. And it's popular. It's easy to know why. Look at those leaves. They're like back of the turtle shell, so it's very unique. It's very cute, and it's just a must-have especially if you have a collection of indoor succulents or indoor plants. I think they used to be from rainforests, but they have thrived so well in homes, so a lot of people are keeping them as well, and they're slow growing. So if you have a small space, this could be a good plant for you to have. So let's first discuss about light requirement. As with any trailing plant, especially those that you keep indoors, it is best to keep them next to a window where they can get indirect light, but a lot of light, especially this one, because if you look at their leaves, and if you can see that the patterns are becoming very prominent, such as this one, it means that it's getting good light, that this part of the plant is getting good light. However, if you look at the middle part of this pot, the patterns are not very obvious, and they look opaque. They look like clouded shells because the light is not reaching this area. So when you like this part, for example, so when you hang them, make sure that the top area is getting sun, and those parts that are getting sun are the parts that actually produce more babies for you. Now let's talk about water. Of course, it's important to keep them in pots such as this with drainage hole. Very, very important, as with any other plants actually. Although mine, they're in a ceramic pot such as this, but they don't have drainage hole. And I mean, the black nursery pot has drainage holes, but the ceramic where I put them into has no drainage holes, just because I don't want them dripping inside the home, just in case there are any leftover water. But I have a good reason for that for string of turtles, because as far as water is concerned, they actually, to me, what works is I water them more frequently but less water. And so there's no way that the water would clog into the ceramic pot. And the reason why I do that is because they have very thin leaves. They actually have very thin and small stems too. Therefore, their stems can only take so much water. So yeah, that's as far as watering for me for string of turtles. That's what's working. Now, as far as propagating is concerned, very easy to propagate. So like for example, this part that has no plants growing in that side, I just put either those leaves that they're actually easy to fall, or you cut a little part of the stem and just put it there. Just make sure that the leaf nodes are actually touching the soil so that the roots will grow. Now, leaf nodes are like this one. Can you see that small like node coming out of the leaf? So it's important that this is actually placed on top of the soil like this so that the roots will grow. It doesn't have to be leaf, it could be a certain length or a certain cutting as well of the leaves that are trailing. You can do that too. Now, I mentioned earlier to you that taking care of them, watering them, I only put a little because of their very tiny roots that can only take much water. So I'm gonna pull out this one. This is actually a baby propagation that I had, one of the stems that fell off from one of these mother plants, and I potted them in soil. So if I remove all the soil, as you can see, the leaves are too tiny, very thin, therefore go easy on the water. You could do more frequent watering because they like water. They like to store water, but less, because especially during the colder months like winter and fall, the water tends to retain much longer in the soil, so you have to be careful as well because they're also very susceptible to rotting. What else? Light water soil would be, I just use just normal soil that we have, fast draining soil, of course, and pests would not be a problem with this plant. I don't think I ever had pests on them, but just be mindful that they could do rotting if you actually don't give them enough air circulation, because the leaves are very close together, and sometimes if there are no air circulation, they can actually rot. And so these pots that I have are actually kept outside where they get good air circulation, but they don't have direct sun. And that's it, actually. That's all the information I can share with you about string of turtles. I hope you learned something, maybe a tip. I don't know if there's a tip, but that's just how we grow ours. And if you have any question, just please put it in the comment section below. We'll try to answer it for you. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel. We'll be happy to, share more videos with you. Thank you so much. Bye for now.